Hi Crafty friend, it's me, Justine. Let's talk about the new BetterPress collection called Cheers to You. This one is super interesting because it has lots of elements that are great on their own, but also work well together. So let's just chat about what we have. So there's a buffalo plaid full plate. This is pretty big. It's a little bit bigger than an A2 size card, so probably, well, I'm sure they have dimensions here somewhere. Well, they're probably on the website. Anyway, they're just a little bit bigger than an A2, so this is awesome. I loved using this one. And by the way, I'm going to do 2 cards on camera today and then show you 10 cards at the end. Yes, 10. I really had fun with this collection and have kind of honestly been procrastinating the filming aspect and just really had fun playing. I'm on spring break right now and just loving life. Anyway, let's continue. The next one that is a part of this collection is this really awesome sentiments, and these are like happy sentiments, I would call them. They do come with a press plate, so they have a cut plate. So they are the press ones or glimmer ones, and then cut ones, which are my favorite way to get a lot of little good sentiments. Look at all of these, and I've used some already, and I still have several to spare, so that is fabulous. Next one I'll talk about is this one, I got the mirrored cardstock on the brain. The Arched Messages, and this one is so cheerful. I pressed with this one, I watercolored with this one. I'm going to do this on camera today. This is going to be one of my cards because it is a registration plate. I want to show you how I do that. So I'll set that off to the side. Oh, and by the way, 3 sentiments with that. So that is just awesome. You can see I've been loving this one. Then the other one that I was really into is this one. The balloons, these ones are called Happy Hooray Balloons because they say happy and hooray. And then they do come with 2 more sentiments and dies for birthday and congratulations. So that is just full of goodies. I am excited about this one too. We'll do this on camera. You know, let's just do 3 on camera. I'm feeling a little extra today. We'll do another card with this one. This one is called Peony Perfection. I'll just get my third paper as I chat about the Peony Perfection one. It is stunning. I love it. It is so pretty. I'm going to use my BetterPress paper for all 3 of these. I keep my BetterPress paper in a little craft stack because I like to batch all of my cutting as well as other things, but you know, my very fancy label here, BetterPress paper, but this really does work well. It keeps, you know, moisture, dust, whatever from getting on the paper, and that works out well. So we'll do another one with this, but let's do it with a twist. Bear with me on that. So I'll set that off to the side as well. And then the last one, I bent it, I'm sorry, but it's just what I was thinking about for my own storage. This one is huge. It makes a card front that is an A2 size card front. But it also comes with 2 extras that are not part of this design. So if you wanted to do a 5x7, you probably could. You just have to arrange the little florals how you like. And I went funky with this one. So stay tuned for those. There's a registration plate if you want to make this design that they show there. And then there's all these cutting dies for every single little sprig. So super fun. I will show you what I made with those. And when I was making those ones, I did do some short videos as I was making those. So I do have some content coming out on my channel if it's not already up. I don't have my scheduler in front of me, or honestly, I haven't really thought about the timing of that all yet. So it might be on my short feed already. It might not be, but either way, if you subscribe, you won't miss it. Okay, I'm going to tape down my panel so I can get started, and then we'll get to pressing. Let's do the peonies first because they happen to be on top, and we will get to pressing. I think I'm actually going to pull in a fun sentiment to add with this one that's not even part of the collection. I just taped my paper down with the Best Ever Craft Tape, FYI. Nothing fancy, but it does the job. I'm going to pull in from Yana's collection. I really have to stop myself from making cards with this plate. I love this one so very much. Anyway, I'm going to pull out the Mother's Day sentiments and make another Mother's Day card. I know, we're all surprised, aren't we? But I really love the Mother's Day whole theme because I do need a lot of Mother's Day cards because I sell them. So I'll get it out. There it is. Let's celebrate collection. Ugh, I did not mean to drop that. Anyway, it is part of the Let's Celebrate collection by Yana. If you haven't grabbed that collection or looked at it, you probably will want to after watching all the cards I made with it. I made a lot, and we also use this collection on BetterPress Babes Night Out. So there's a lot of tempting cards for you. I think I'm going to put it kind of mid-center, and then as long as the happy is straight, the rest will follow. I think I do have to take off my smartwatch here. This magnet on here sticks to my BetterPress, and it just, I don't know, it kind of got me in trouble when I was pressing the other day because it was kind of wonky. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. There are sentiments with this one. Okay, well, I have used the sentiments on this one already, so I guess we'll use the ones that I kind of visioned for this one, so that's totally fine. Anyway, there is a registration plate with this one, so if you wanted to make the flower, the peony, look just like this, you certainly can. I'm going to go rogue and just use the floral aspect and make kind of like a focal center point for the Mother's Day sentiment. We'll go about there. Yeah, this plate is stained because, you know, BetterPress ink, but it's not going to affect anything here today. Alrighty, so you may or may not have watched my video where I used the, I'm going to call it the marker hack. And I don't know if anyone's done it before on YouTube, but I did put out a video on the 6th, I think, or maybe last Saturday, I don't know. One of these days, I put out a video that showed me using this technique with my BetterPress, and I guess, to me, this makes the most sense, because it's kind of like making your own kind of DIY registration plate. I hope that kind of makes sense of what I'm saying, but basically, after I press this, I need to know where this flower chunk was before I move on to rearranging it. So I'm going to use a marker. So you'll just have to see that in a second. And I do want to mention I do have a DIY acetate cover on my BetterPress. So when I'm using that marker, it's going to wipe away because I'm using a washable marker on acetate. So that is a super fast cleanup. Oh boy. My big mama die cutting machine is right where my lamp is. Alright, let's see how this one turned out. Ooh, that is so pretty. Okay, now this is the marker. Are you ready? Of course, I don't know where the marker is when I'm filming. That is just about right. Okay, well, I'm going to grab another marker because I do have several. Oh no, there it is. This is what happens when you clean your craft room for a Zoom call. Should have just left it as it was. Anyway, okay, so I just need the outline of this flower, so I just know my boundary. So when I move the flower, it's not going to overlap. I mean, if you wanted it to overlap, it wouldn't be the end of the world anyway. But there you go. I think I'll stick it kind of right there. Now, for my sentiment, I'm going to kind of do a little bit of an over outline to it because I don't want anything really close to it, but I also don't want to leave it on my platen because if I do, then when I am pressing this, it could shift and mess up my sentiment. And as it is right now, my sentiment is basically perfectly pressed. There's no oopses there, so I don't want to take a risk and have something happen. I'm using the French Blue, which is just gorgeous. This is one of my favorite BetterPress inks. And you can see when I started, my plate was pretty yellow because the last press I did was with the Saffron ink, which is this pretty dark yellow. And you can see it didn't even transfer any yellow. So it's okay if your press plates get a little bit discolored. It's no big deal. I am so intrigued to see how the BetterPress plates clean with this new cleaner that I grabbed. Now, I've heard excellent things about this cleaner. Oh, this is my crazy brain. Gotta finish the press, girl. Okay. But my really good friend Melanie told me that this LDRS cleaner, Extreme Clean, is so good for BetterPress. So I picked it up and I just got it yesterday. So, oh, that looks so pretty. These peonies are just gorgeous. Anyway, so I want to try the cleaner. And of course I forgot to use the marker hole placement thing because I was distracting my own self, but I'm just going to assume that it won't overlap and put my plate over there and do one last press for this kind of empty area on my flowers. Peonies were one of the flowers I had in my wedding bouquet, so I just adore them. I love all things blue, so this to me is going to be a really pretty Mother's Day card. And since I am using the BetterPress paper, I won't be watercoloring on this. Some people have said that they like watercoloring on there. I can't relate to you. So if you do, good for you. To me, the BetterPress paper is perfect for using fun inks like I am right now. And having that be kind of the sentiment and having that be the bold spot. But watercolor paper is not BetterPress paper. It's just different. Basically, the main difference is the BetterPress paper is a thicker cardstock that is made out of cotton, and it's just this really thick paper, and it's perfect for all the press. Watercolor paper is meant to have the water soak up a little bit, but still be able to blend. For this BetterPress paper, you can't be blending watercolor on. So that is kind of my 2 cents on that. So that is super pretty. I can't wait to layer some paper on there, add some embellishments, and turn this card panel into a really beautiful card. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, well, let's use the cleaner since we have it out. I won't be showing you cleaning every single plate on today's video because I have a lot planned for this, so don't want to be here all day, but here we go. I have to do the sniff test. It definitely does not smell as strong as the archival cleaner, which I am thrilled about because I am a little weird. Ever since I had the thing that we had the worldwide issue for, I'm not going to say the word because I don't want any weird things happening on this video, but my smell has been all over the place. For a while, I had no smell. I mean, we're talking like 2.5 years I had no smell, which was bizarre. Anyway, and now I feel like I'm a bloodhound. I smell everything. So, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. So I'm thrilled when things aren't smelly. Okay, let's do the texture test with this press plate. It's not oily. Okay, what? It even took off some of that yellow from before. That's amazing. Okay, way to go. Angie Hunt is the owner of the LDRS, so way to go, Angie. We'll just tell her that. Okay, and I gotta put my Mother's Day somewhere that I'm not gonna forget it. Okay, now for the registration plate. It's a little complicated, so So you kind of have to check in with me here, but it's not impossible, and the registration plates really make it easy peasy to kind of figure out. So I'm going to leave the picture of the balloons kind of close by. It won't be on camera, but I can see it here, and keep my registration plate in mind. So I've already done one that says happy, so I'm going to do the one that says hooray. And you're going to want to put it with the H going this way, but oh no, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure the BetterPress logo right here is not backwards. So it goes on just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and tape this down, tape my card base down, and I will, so you'll see I'm kind of offsetting my balloons. I've already done a card where I had the balloons dead center. Love it, but I just want to try something a little bit funky monkey, do something a little different. So I'm going to tape down my panel, offset a little bit, and the registration plate has that green line, so I can see that it's not, you know, sideways. It still looks like the balloons are floating naturally, just off to the side instead of being dead center. For the actual balloons, let's start with the lines. I don't know why, but that to me makes sense. So we'll start with those. So that just goes right on top of the black outlined area. For this, I'll use my black ink. I guess I'll use my big one because it'll be even faster to press with the black ink. Now, the big black ink pad is now available on the Spellbinders website today. And you can also grab the DIY pad, which is the same size, and you can make your own color. If you want to see me make my own purple, yes, you heard me, purple, not dark red, not blue, purple. Make sure to check out the live event that Melanie Smith and I did. We have live events every month, and I made purple on our last live, and it was super fun. I used Wildberry and Hydrangea re-inkers and made my own ink pad. But I really want to grab another DIY ink pad because I would love to make like a rainbow. Nancy Stamps and Melanie both mentioned making the rainbow one, so we'll see. Ooh, that looks so bold. Kind of looks like a creepy hand right now. So let's turn the creepy hand into a balloon card. Now, just on like an artsy-fartsy level, I kind of wish that I would have put my balloons on the other side, because for card making, I like to, if it's going to be justified to the right or left, I do like things to go on the left, just because you open the card on the right, so it feels kind of right side heavy right now to me, but that's just my own head, so take it with a grain of salt, I guess. Alright, now I've made a couple cards with these balloons, and one turned out very good. One I totally messed up, so I have a little experience with these balloons. I found that pressing the balloons first and then adding the little letters after works better. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to go with 3 different colors of BetterPress ink just to kind of round this card out. Now I found with the overlap, you can kind of see here, there's overlap between some balloons. That makes another color. So be mindful about your color choices when you're picking out the balloons, because when they overlap, they make another color. So if you make like a teal topaz and then put like a tiger with it and it's overlapping, you're going to get kind of a brown. So just be cautious. Think about the color wheel. Colors that are opposite of each other usually make brown. If you use a yellow and a blue, you're going to get green. If you use a purple and a blue, or blue and a pink, you're probably going to get a purple. So just kind of keep that in mind. With that being said, I'm going to do Wildberry, Azalea, and Tiger. I'm going to go kind of bright and warm tones with this one, because the other one that I'm going to show you at the end, I went blue. I can't help it. I went blue. So we'll do this just to keep it interesting. Okay, first tiger. I haven't picked up the re-inkers for these yet, but I really want to. And right now when I'm filming this, Spellbinders has their spend $125, get $25 off, so then your total is $100, and then you get free shipping with a $100 purchase. So I think I better jump on the bandwagon, if you will, now when I can get $25 off and free shipping. But we'll see. Life is lifing, you know. Maybe wait until there's another sale. I don't know. We'll see. Just keeping it real for you. So there's 3 balloons all set. It looks like it was a pretty good press. This one kind of turned out a little bit light on the bottom, but still I'm very satisfied with that result. I think that looks very good. Okay, we'll move these balloons off, and then we will go ahead and do the next color. I think my next one will be, let's do these 3 little guys. So this is following the pink outlines on the registration plate. Get those set. And then now when I made my other card, I kind of mixed up the 2 single balloons. There's a big one and a small one. I mixed them up. It really wasn't a big deal, but for the registration plate, I just am gonna follow the rules now and use this. So that's why they're kind of different colors here. Ooh, that one is super juicy. I did just re-ink all of my BetterPress ink pads, the ones that I do have ink for, so I'm missing, let's see, I'm missing 8 re-inkers. By the way, I do have a new tin to my craft room that is from Tim Holtz, the alcohol re-inker holder, and that holds the BetterPress re-inkers very well, and I am pleasantly surprised. It holds 30 of them, which is amazing. I can't wait to have 30 BetterPress ink colors to play with. We'll see what colors Spellbinders comes out with next. I'm not aware of any right now, but I'm assuming before the end of the year there's probably going to be more colors. So we'll see. I think the last time they released the new colors was February, if I remember correctly. So we'll see. I'm really hoping that they come out with some more pinks and purples. I am all about the purple. I know I did have a few people saying, like, why did you make purple? Mulberry's purple. Is this purple to me? No. This to me is dark mulberry, which is red. This is more red than purple. So that's my 2 cents. But I guess it's important to remember that everyone's eyes see something a little different, so to each their own. Okay, now this is wild berry. This one is super juicy. Again, oh, I used so much wild berry when I made my own purple. That was that was fun. Alright, last one. Oh, by the way, I didn't comment on the plate, but the press on the last one was great with the azalea, and the overlap on there is great. It's not a weird color. It's a color that kind of goes with those 2, and it kind of did a little bit of blending. Ooh, I love that pink added color in there. That looks really cute. Okay, well now, before I take my registration plate off, I'm going to do the letters now, the hooray letters, or hooray as some people call it. I don't know, everyone says things a little funky monkey sometimes, but whatever. I will quick do a little bit of a wipe on the plate just to make sure I don't have any other colors that are going to go onto the paper. Right now that's looking so good, so hopefully I can keep this up. Okay, hooray is H-O-O-R-A-Y. You probably know that, so I don't know why I'm telling you. But when I was pressing the Happy, I kind of found that I'll just put the letters close to the spot for now. And then after I'm done inking, then I will position them, because these are teeny tiny letters, and when I ink, they move around anyway, so there's no point in fussing with them right now. Just my opinion. Let's use Mulberry, the not purple. Sorry, I'm a little sassy today. I like having the bar of the H being up high. You can choose to put it low if you want. It still will look great either way. Basically, the letters are going to look awesome if you get them anywhere on the balloon, but having them straight kind of makes sense since I have the registration plate on my project already. All right, hooray! Let's press it up. I'm going to kind of pivot here, and I think I'm going to fussy cut this out. I know. Hold your gasp. And I'm going to put this behind the plaid. I haven't even made my arch card yet. Okay, so I just said before, this is a little bit bigger than an A2, so I'm just going to center it as best as I can on the BetterPress plate. Because this is a full background, I am going to use a little bit of a tape roll on the back of my card base here, or card front, and just give it a push, and as long as it's kind of lined up with this, it's going to be fine. Okay, so looking at this, the background color that I kind of see that I want is the pink. Yeah, we're going to do the pink, which is the wild berry. So I will just ink this whole Big Mama up. I don't know why I've been saying Big Mama so much. Maybe I'm thinking about Fox and the Hound too much. It's a 90s movie. But this plaid is so fun. I could see Christmas cards, so many cards with this. Father's Day cards, fun girly cards like this one with the pink. You can do so much with this one plate. So these background press plates to me are like the gift that keeps on giving. They are a little bit spendy because it's a full plate, and there's not a die that comes with it or anything, but look at the background that made, and that probably took me maybe 25 seconds to ink and press. Look at that. That looks really cute. Now mine was a little bit crooked, but we're going to fix that with the paper cutter, so I'm not even worried about it. Just look how cute those two are going to be together. Pop a sentiment on with that. Get out. Okay, so I'll set that off to the side, and then I will set up for my arch card next, and then I will pop back on. I know this is kind of like a video where I'm kind of jumping all over, but in an effort to not have this be an hour-long video for you, that's kind of what I gotta do. And I always remind myself it's important to make sure that the template goes on the right way. So you can see in this one, the BetterPress logo is up at the top, but as long as it's reading the right way and it's not backwards, you should be good. Now with this plate, it might not matter, but because registration templates are semi-new to my brain, I want to make sure that I'm doing this process the same way every time, so I'm not mixing myself up. Okay, as you can see, this has been used many times. I've had so much fun playing with this one. I think this is so clever. You can do a whole bunch of things. You can make these go all sorts of ways. You don't have to do the arch traditionally. You can kind of make funky designs like this. Just do whatever you want and make it fun. That's like basically all of my crafting. Do whatever you want and make it fun. Okay, so there's blue and pink lines on here, and that's going to be the every other color. So we'll go with that look today. I'll line up all of my blue ones first, and then I'll do the next color. Now when I say blue, I mean just like the lines here. Like so. And then the last one is the skinniest little guy. And then the sentiment goes in the center of the arch. So I'm going to put it somewhere else today. I'm going to use one of my pre-made sentiments that I have over here. So I won't be using these long skinny ones, but if you want inspiration for using these ones, just wait, because I have more cards where I did that. So the first color I'm doing today is 3, and my second color is 2. So this is going to be kind of what I'd say is the main color of this card. So maybe I should go totally different. I did one with teal topaz and wildberry, so I'm not going to do that. Let's go funky and do like a one that maybe people who like beige would like. Do the tawny brown and the bark. So these aren't going to be that different from each other. The bark is a little bit darker. That's what I'm putting down now. So maybe this will be kind of a card for someone who likes the neutrals, which I know is super popular for home decorations and for clothing right now, is having everything be neutral tone. So maybe we are going to follow the trend here. I love color personally, but I feel like I don't use my brown inks as much as I use the other ones, so I'm just gonna show the brown a little love with this press plate. Alright, here's my press with the bark. Just as I expected, a brown rainbow. I know that sounds kind of sarcastic, but it is pretty. I mean, the design on there is really fun. I did a whole rainbow with this, with black ink, and then watercolored every single little teeny tiny detail in the rainbow, and that was something. I really like the result, but let me tell you, it took me probably 3 hours of coloring before I even added water. So the amount of overthinking that I spent on that project was a little crazy. But you know, it's spring break for me, so it's fine. Now I'm second guessing my tawny brown color choice. I think I might pull in clay and get a little bit of those warm tones. I don't use clay very often either, so we'll still be showing love to the inks that I don't use all that often. There we go. Ooh. With that on there, this bark is almost giving kind of a green color. That is really interesting how that happened. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm going to be bold and I'm going to try putting a sentiment on there on the rainbow. And when I say I'm going to be bold, I'm going to tell you I've done this rainbow project and had my sentiment be crooked. So I hope that that doesn't happen this time. But I'm wondering if it's going to. So I'm just going to take the leap. I know it's a registration plate, but somehow I still goofed on that. So hopefully as long as it's in this black area, it should be straight. Cross your fingers for me. A crooked sentiment is kind of a pet peeve of mine. So, yeah. Let's use Tuscan, the yellow, because it does say hello sunshine. I feel like this should be something kind of bright here on this rainbow. And I did kind of fumble my ink pad a little bit here, so I will just kind of wipe any extra sunshine I might have spilled. Okay, cross your fingers. Hopefully this works. If not, I have 2 other cards that will turn out better, I guess. And 10 bonus ones, like I said before. Huh, it did! I should just trust the plates. Why did I even think it wouldn't turn out? I don't know. Okay, well that turned out so fun. This is really giving me like the 70s, like There's a specific couch that we had at our family cabin, and it was called the Davenport. Anyway, and it was basically these colors, and that is really, really bringing me down memory lane. Anyway, this will be really fun to add some layers on the back and kind of zhuzh it up a little bit, but wow, that ink really shines with these press plates. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clean up this whole thing and get ready for adding some background papers to my projects. Alright, now that I have everything kind of trimmed down, I'm going to put these together and just add some layers. I wanted to kind of stick with the same color tones that I had going on here. So I use Spellbinders. I think this is called Cloudy Sky. It looks really good with the French Blue BetterPress ink. So that is why I chose these two together. And then I went ahead and did like a skinny matte on this one. So it's not going to be kind of my typical matting. It'll be a thin line. And I wanted to bring in the black cardstock because the Mother's Day is in black, and I just thought it would be kind of a very sleek looking Mother's Day style card. And then for embellishments, I'm going to go ahead and add those off camera just to keep this video moving. But this is from the Spellbinders card kit that was, I think, one of the last ones that they had last fall. So that was sad to say the least. But anyway, the embellishments are great. I like the smooth dots. These enamel dots have been what I've been pulling for recently. You can see I have 3 packs of them on my desk right now. But this BetterPress panel turned out really cute. I did a little bit of orange matting on there. I just wanted a skinny little hint of orange, like a LaCroix flavor. You know, it's like someone saying lemon in the other room. When it's lemon, it's not like lemon. So I hope that that's understood and not thought as a weird thing. But, you know, I just wanted it to be subtle. Then I'm going to pop up these balloons with these big foam. These foams are this foam is from Spellbinders. These are the bigger ones. And I will just put a little bit of footage of me doing some fussy cutting on these balloons. It was surprisingly not even difficult. With the BetterPress paper, it is super soft for the press plate to push into it. So I did kind of cut it carefully, but it really didn't take that long to cut out. I've certainly spent, probably 20 minutes fussy cutting some of my stamped images in the past to make a mask for, and that was certainly more tedious than this. So one little tip about fussy cutting is using these spring-loaded scissors. It doesn't sound like it would be a big deal, but having that spring in there really gives your hand a break and just basically makes less fatigue for your hand since you're not having to open that scissors up again. The one thing I'm not really loving about those scissors are the fact that they are not sticky resistant like the Spellbinders scissors. So if Spellbinders came out with a spring-loaded scissors, I'd be really all about that. But the Spellbinders shears, I've thought about buying a second pair for my classroom. If you don't know, I'm a kindergarten teacher. Those shears are so sharp and they cut so well. But I guess I just haven't done it yet. But I really do want to use them because I guess I kind of have an excuse. My classroom scissors fell on our lunchroom is tile, and I was using my scissors in our lunchroom, and they fell and the handle cracked. So it's not like I can even, say that I already have a pair of scissors. I don't. I might need another pair of scissors, and if I'm going to spend money on a scissors, I'm going to get a good one. And Holly Olsen or Mom Olsen. Hey Mom, can I call you right back? I'm filming.
No problem.
Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Anyway. And then here's my last one. I did pull out these Pink and Main embellishments. If you've been kind of snooping on my channel, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, I don't know. You might know that I am going to be doing some stuff for Pink and Main this month. So if you haven't watched the video where I kind of showed the foil and stamp of the month for that, make sure you do. Stick around on my channel. I will be posting some really fun projects with Pink and Main products soon. Alright, I'm going to put some foam on this and pop it up. So I do not have an arch for this rainbow to die cut it out, but what I did was I took my paper trimmer and then trimmed the sides and the bottom. And then I took my scissors and I just kind of followed the arch of it all to make that work. Now, I wish I did think about my dies because I do have an arch from LDRS that Angie sent me when we did our BetterPress Babes live event, but I wasn't thinking at the time and I just cut it. But those dies are perfect for cutting out arches, and I don't even know how I forgot because I just got my LDRS order that I bought myself yesterday, and I picked up this one, the Arches Hello. I have the Arches birthday that was part of the BetterPress Babes live event, but the Arches Hello are kind of fun and great sentiments in there as well. Okay, now for this one, these are the two-tone pink from Spellbinders. Really, either one is fine. They're not a perfect color match to the balloons or anything, but I think that since they are kind of like a pinky tone, it'll come across as kind of it working, if that makes sense. I don't know. I kind of go over the top with embellishments usually, so I'm going to stick with 5. I like to do odd numbers, 3, 5, 7. I'm going to show you one here in a minute where I just kind of went off the deep end and added a whole bunch. So there's that. Now for these, where am I going to put these embellishments? Might be kind of fun to do the bottoms. That is kind of funky. I love it. Okay. Well, these 3 cards that I just made here with you on camera don't have card bases yet. I will do that off camera just in the effort to save a little bit of time. I'm sure this video is going to be a long one. So hopefully you've enjoyed this so far. Let's get taking a look at the other ones I made. I just told you I had fun with these. Here's the one that took me hours and hours and hours to color and then watercolor. You might ask, why did it take you hours? Because I wanted it to blend. So in the red I had orange, and the orange I had yellow throughout. So you can kind of see there the blending, hopefully. And then I just went ahead and left it very flat and simple card. You can see there's really no dimension at all to this, just focusing on the color of it all. Now for this one, I went ombre. Did some ink blending with some smooth cardstock, and then did black BetterPress ink over the whole thing, and did some skinny layers on the sides. This one was a cute little Make-A-Wish card with the rainbow. Again, I used teal and azalea and berry. I think these two together are pretty cute as a little set. Now this one I used the registration plate for the Peony, and then I pulled out an older sentiment from my stash that is a BetterPress one that says sending strength as a sympathy card. This one I loved the colors of. It's that yellowy saffron color with the dark blue. What is that one called? It's gonna bug me. Cosmic Sky. My BetterPress inks, by the way, now have permanent residency on my desk, so they're on hand. And I do keep these tins upside down just to keep the ink toward the top of the pad. Just all sorts of little tips here and there. Okay, moving on. My sentiment from Our Hearts is from Altenew, and I really liked the boldness of this one, so I figured I would add it to here. Then here's another one where I did the registration template again. I used 2 different ink colors on the peonies, really playing around with color and ink. I used mulberry for wishing you well, and then the green I used the color leaf. This one I used those sprigs and just really had fun with this one. I made a short video on my channel, one of those short videos called Shorts, and showed me making this. So if you want to see that, you can check that out. But then I also added a stitched element, and I don't know how many people have been really looking for more stitching content from me. I've gotten comments here and there like, you know, I subscribed to your channel because of stitching, and where did it go? Well, I still get the Stitch Club of the Month every month, and I'm loving that. But with our construction project that is still going on, I haven't been just like hanging out stitching like I used to. I'm receiving a lot more product from Spellbinders, and a lot of this is BetterPress, and I really truly love BetterPress. So I haven't been stitching as much, but I did pull out a stitch die for this flower, and I also pulled out my stitched balloon and made this really fun, funky one. And for the background here, I used the sprigs. I used the registration template, pressed it, and then I flipped it over and pressed it with a different color. So that was really fun to do. Here's the one where I did several little embellishments, but it was really nice to get back to my roots, if you will, and do some stitching. So hopefully you enjoy that. My next 2 cards are kind of a tease, and kind of to get you ready for the next couple videos that are coming out. So Spellbinders is releasing some stuff on Spellbinders. I'm going to leave it at that. If you know, you know. If you don't, you can maybe go creep on the Spellbinders website. They'll be there in the new stuff. But I have insides of these cards to show you. I'm not going to show you now because I want you to come back and watch that video to see what I'm going to put on the inside of these 2 cards. And I did a Father's Day card and a birthday card. So let's just talk about this one really quick. I used some blue inks and just made a very simple BetterPress card, but the inside is really good. So I'll show you that in that video. I'm actually going to just set this off to the side because it is kind of full. Anyway, this one, I used that same plaid press plate and made a really fun background, and then I took a brush and just did some ink blending with Simon Hurley's Bee Sting all around the edge and left the center white because I wanted it to be a focal spot, but I didn't want to cover up all of that pretty press. And then I added the Dad You Are the Best, which is a Father's Day sentiment from the Mirrored Arch collection. And then I added a hammer and a screwdriver. So proud of myself that I remember the name of that one. If you know, you know. Anyway, from Nancy Stamp's collection, the Essential Tools, and I just look at that shine with that mirror cardstock. I just love that collection. It's one that has residency on my desk. You can see here, it's in arm's reach. So I just keep pulling for it, and again, you'll have to wait and see what's inside this one for my upcoming video. But I will link everything that I used in the description if you're interested in checking that out. And even from Altenew and from Pink and Maine, I'll link those too. If you do use my links, it really does help my channel keep growing and gives me the ability to kind of keep going with making more cards. I know I don't have to make all of these cards for a video. Really, Spellbinders doesn't even require me to make videos, but I'm doing this for you guys because, like I said in previous videos, when I started stitching, I wanted content out there to tell me how to do it. When I got my first registration template, I wanted someone to tell me how to do it. So I'm hoping that by making content like this, I'm helping you to get crafty and be inspired to make really lovely things. And I just heard this recently, that a card is like a paper hug, and so I just want to help you make your little paper hugs. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you there, if you can pick a favorite, please let me know in the comments, or if you learned something, let me know in the comments. I think I have kind of a tie. I really love this Father's Day card. If I didn't already have one for my dad, this would be my dad's Father's Day card. I love this congratulations card. I use that BetterPress paper, and that feeling of that press is just so good. I love this one. Again, I just want to touch them all because of the paper. But I don't know. I really do love each one for its kind of own thing. But if I had to pick a favorite, I think I would pick this pink balloon one just because it is so girly and it is really my style. So probably this one. This is a second, I don't know, maybe these two are neck and neck. Let me know in the comments what you think. And stick around for my next video, which will be coming out pretty soon. We'll see you next time. Bye, Crafty friend.